Learn English through stories with Mayan.
Welcome back to Learn English through stories with Mayan. Today, I want to share the story of a woman many people in the world have never heard of. Yet her life touched countless hearts. Her name was Maria Sabina. She lived in a small village high in the mountains of Mexico. She was not rich. She never went to school. She never traveled far from home. But inside her, she carried something powerful, a deep connection to nature, to healing, and to the human spirit. Her life teaches us about courage, tradition, and the price that sometimes comes with sharing wisdom with the world. This is her story. Maria Sabina was born in 1894 in a tiny village called Huautla de Jimenez. The village was surrounded by tall green mountains, misty mornings, and forests that whispered ancient stories. Maria was a quiet child. She loved to sit alone and listen to the wind, to the birds, to the sound of water moving over stones. Her family was very poor. They worked hard every day, growing corn and beans. Maria helped her mother grind corn, carry water, and take care of her younger siblings. But even as a child, she felt something unusual. She felt that the world around her was alive. Not just the people, but the plants, the trees, the earth itself. One day, when she was only 8 years old, she wandered into the forest. She was hungry, tired, and sad. Her family had little food, and she felt the weight of their struggles. In the forest, she found small mushrooms growing under a tree. She ate them, not knowing they were special. Suddenly, she felt a deep peace. She felt as if the forest was speaking to her, comforting her, telling her she was not alone. This moment changed her life. As Maria grew older, she discovered that the mushrooms she had eaten were sacred in her culture. They were used by healers, called curanderas, to help people with sickness of the body and sickness of the heart. Maria did not choose to become a healer. The path chose her. People in her village began to come to her. They said she had a gift. She could see things others could not. She could understand pain without words. She could guide people through their fears. Maria would sit with the sick in a small, dark room. She would sing healing songs. Songs that came to her like water flowing from a spring. Her voice was soft but strong. Her words were simple but full of meaning. People said her songs could open the heart. They said she could speak to the spirit of the mountains. For many years, Maria lived quietly. She healed her people. She cared for her children. She lived close to the earth. But in the 1950s, everything changed. A foreign man came to her village. He had heard stories about a woman who could heal with sacred mushrooms. He wanted to learn from her. Maria welcomed him with kindness. She believed that healing belonged to everyone, but the man wrote about her in magazines and books. Soon many outsiders came. Artists, writers, musicians, curious travelers. They wanted the mushrooms. They wanted the visions. They wanted the magic. Maria's quiet village became crowded with strangers. Her sacred tradition became famous around the world. But fame brought trouble. Some people in her community felt she had shared too much. They believed the sacred knowledge should have stayed inside the culture. Maria was blamed for the changes that came. Her home was burned. Her family suffered. She lost much of what she had. In her old age, Maria lived simply again. She had little money. She had lost many things, but she never lost her dignity. When people asked her why she shared her knowledge, she said, "I did it because I felt it was right. Healing is for everyone." She believed that the world needed connection. Connection to nature, connection to spirit, connection to each other. Even though she suffered, she never regretted helping people. She said, "My songs do not belong to me. They belong to the mountains." Maria Sabina died in 1985. She was almost 91 years old. Today, many people still do not know her name, but her influence is everywhere. In modern healing practices, in spiritual movements, in the growing respect for indigenous wisdom, she reminds us that wisdom does not always come from books or universities. Sometimes it comes from the earth. Sometimes it comes from silence. Maria Sabina's life teaches us, you do not need fame to make a difference. You do not need wealth to carry wisdom.